I bullet trained to the city airport and flew to Johannesburg International Airport. Far from my destination, I frugally hitchhiked from a self-driven passing car. After hundreds of kilometers, the transmission finally failed, so I got out languishing. However, a pale Clydesdale caught my attention. Strapping my instruments to him, I mounted. One instrument excited the horse, while another caused it to follow navigational signals and gallop many kilometers down dirt trails towards the coast. After arriving at my destination, I performed standardized tests on random soil patches, coastal beaches, and outlying seawater, exhausting every means of detecting both radioisotopes and stable ones, yet finding absolutely nothing. I quit prematurely. Especially stressed to discover a breakthrough since our company's bankruptcy and potential lawsuits loomed, I brainstormed for answers. Two people approached, observed my bedraggled and stressed appearance, and initiating an English conversation caught me unawares. After I explained my predicament, they announced that the Indian Ocean harbored a guaranteed bonanza. One walked away, reappearing in a golf cart. Loading it, we drove to their house. With special depth exploration instruments and their friend who owned the supertanker Ebony Queen, we chartered a voyage. Meanwhile, our debutante's popularity continued growing. For publicity, she promoted a new ocean liner. Therefore, an army tank caravan with a furnished traveling compartment welded onto the largest tank commenced a long southeastward journey. Arriving at the coast, they boarded the Paraclete, constructing private quarter-deck accommodations. Aboard the supertanker, I discovered that my companion's instruments were worthless. My own instruments had vanished. Returning to confront them, they became belligerent. Noticing their holstered laser pistols, I ceased disputing, venturing for the crew's wardroom. Midway, the stevedore dramatically unfurled a black flag emblazoned with a horned skeleton and hourglass. With spear in hand, the ghoul was shown stabbing a bloody heart. I was on a pirate ship and helpless without outside communication, so I blended in for self-preservation. Notably, most people were distracted with implanted TV, mutually conversing on cell phones or texting, despite being in the same room. Occasionally, people frittered around with deafening leaf blowers, carefully blowing polypropylene leaves, which maintained hearing aid stock and completed the cast. Petroleum was regularly ejected from the ship. Intentional polluting served as advertising to remind people about technology which depends on crude oil. Looking closely, I noticed numerous rare man-woman couples. I could barely tell them apart since they had nearly identical builds, makeup, wardrobes, and mannerisms. Like Tweedledee and Tweedledum, they relentlessly battled for dominance, alternating between physical fighting and useless arguments. With nobody to talk to, I spent endless hours on the toilet. Since people no longer frequented washrooms, toilet makers need innovations to maintain business. These toilets had wheels. Switchers operated miniature discos, the toilets gyrating to music. Better yet, toilets held great conversations. One surprising day, the toilets gossiped about our celebrity's ocean voyage. While the captain relieved himself, the toilet read his autograph, identifying our approximate distance to the Paraclete. Therefore, we hatched a plan. On our appointed day, I mounted the toilet, kicked it into high gear, and ascended a ramp, speeding down the deck. Our speed, combined with unpredictable, syncopated movements, prevented capture. Ascending a starboard ramp, the toilet slammed into the taffrail, launching me oceanward. The ocean's turbulence abruptly ceased. Suddenly, an assortment of 153 tropical fish, sunfish, and opalescent varieties bobbed up from all directions, forming a wide circle. They began to dance, clasping and unclasping their fins, flouncing their bodies, and joyously shaking their tails. The sun radiated red along the horizon. As I swam towards the liner in faith, my hope was fulfilled as a charitably thrown anchor whose chain I clutched, scrambling aboard. Stay tuned for Chapter 5.